Alright, so I thought I'd do a little update while I do a little tank cleaning. So today's Wednesday, tomorrow will be 3 weeks. I'll do a quick 3-week video. I normally do like a 2-3 minute video on updates on the AMG booster that he's been on. I switched him solely to AMG booster as a pellet. I do give him frozen krill 6 days a week, just as kind of a filler, plus we all know what krill has in it. But that's been the same the whole time. So since I've changed this, all that I'm really changing is his pellets. You know, I used to feed him Excalibur, and then I did Hikari Deep Red Koi Food for a red supplement. And I switched just to this to see what having AMG as a sole food would do. And his cock and his hump and his pearls, I mean, they really have come around good. His head has just grown enormously. It's not, you know, the biggest, obviously, but it's good. It's nice in proportion to the fish. I hope it keeps growing. His red, I mean, it's dropped. Like I said, I used to do Hikari Deep Red as a supplement. I don't see any of your traditional, you know, red boosting things inside the composition is what he's got listed as the ingredients list. So I'm sure that's probably part of it. The reason why there is no, you know, the red's kind of fallen off as to when I was feeding something with the Aztec Xanthan versus now where I don't have anything with it. It's got vitamins in it and a lot of good things, but you know, it's not a red food, you know what I mean? So he's kind of lost his red. He doesn't have a ton of genetics for red, so it's not a big surprise. But overall health and everything is great still. He's not fat. I do feed him a lot, so he's kind of always got that big belly, except for when on the 6th day of the week when one day a week I don't feed, so that way he can kind of clear himself out. And then he loses it again. But yeah, I like to keep my fish fed. Fat, healthy fish make me happy, because I know when they're fat and healthy, normally they're happy. I've got a power head down in this corner. I use it because this tank is so tall. It's back drilled. It runs on a sump. I've got the outlet there, and the inlet is hidden in 3D background over there. So the bottom doesn't get a ton of turnover, so a few hours a day I turn the power head on. I don't like having a ton of flow in the Flowerhorn tank. He does like it, you know, for a little bit, but I don't want him trying to rest and ended up having to hide somewhere. So what I'm going to do is, this tank has been growing algae. It kind of went through a late cycle, you know, like 3 months-ish into it. It's getting better. The rock face, or whatever you want to call it, my 3D background, was completely brown, and now it's starting to kind of peel up. The bacteria has basically been breaking the algae down, and it's getting better. What I want to do is take most of these rocks out. I like the look of the rocks, but it makes cleaning the bottom and cleaning the glass a pain. Plus, he doesn't need to be bumping into them, and I start to get a big dopey head. So I'm just going to take the majority of them out. I'll put a couple in. Excuse the mood. I'll put a couple back in, but most of it will be taken out. I'm sure it's going to be hiding all sorts of stuff behind it. That's his thing. He doesn't like a mirror. He doesn't like a toy fish. He likes a magnet. So I think I'm going to set up a Flowerhorn toy on a magnet so I can kind of swim around. That way you're not feeling like you're just scrubbing your fish. So, it does sound like with all this rock out that I am low on water in the sump. You can kind of hear the pump cycling a little bit. It's probably drawing a little air. So I'm going to add a little water, I'm going to net all this stuff out, and then I'm going to scrub. I changed my mind. I'm not going to fill the tank to the sump up with water. I'm going to do a tank cleaning. I'm going to scoop all this stuff out. I don't want any of it running down into the sump just for me to have to clean later. So I'm going to scoop all this big stuff out. I'm going to scrub all the glass that I can. Then I'm going to do a water change. And put a little bit of the rock back in probably. Just maybe around, I don't know, I don't hate it honestly. Maybe I won't have any. And then yeah, probably move the power head down so it's actually scooping up the bottom of the tank. And we'll call it good. So let's go. Fast forward now. Got everything out, got the tank sucked out pretty good. There's still a little sand in the bottom I couldn't get, but overall it's a lot clearer, and as long as the good bacteria keeps eating away at that algae on the background, it'll be great. So yeah, thanks for watching. Until next time, hit like, subscribe, and turn on your notifications.